Hi, my name is Kirsten Shepard, and I'm the Director of International Education here at Maryville College. I am also one of the immigration advisors. We call them DSOs at Maryville College. That's our immigration title. So I have a little bit of information here for you today. This presentation is for college students who are in the United States. I'm going to start with some information today and then provide a little bit more in future workshops. Let's talk first about the most important documents for you as an international student. These are the ones I'm going to talk about today. Your passport, the stamp in your passport when you come in, your entry visa, your I-20 or DS-2019 student document, and the I-94 arrival departure record. So the entry stamp, this is one of the things that you must have in your passport when you are admitted. You will see the stamp says you're admitted. It has an airport code. This tells you where you were admitted. So the first airport you landed in, it's an airport code, SFR, San Francisco. The date that you arrived, your immigration status. This is important to check. If you came in as an F1 student, it will say F1. If you came in as a J1 student, it will say J1. And then there should be a code here that says D/S. What this stamp tells you is that you were admitted into the United States on June 12th as an F1 student, and you may stay here until duration of status or duration of study, until your study's over. Your entry visa is another important document. This document is specific to you, and it's what they put in your passport when you went for your visa appointment. This is an entry visa. You want to think of it as a ticket into the United States, okay? This document tells you how many times you can come into the United States. This M means that you can seek entry into the United States multiple times. Most entry visas say this. Sometimes they say S or single. There is also two dates on this document, the issue date and the expiration date. These dates are very important because it tells you the date range that you can enter the United States. So in this case, this person may enter the United States anytime between April 8th, 2003 and April 13th or April 7th, 2013. So this particular document is an example of a 10-year multiple entry visa. It also tells you what status you entered on. All of you should have either F1 or J1 here, and your document will tell you how many times you can enter between these two dates. This document does not tell you when you must leave, okay? It's something we're going to ask to see anytime you want to make a change to your status. International students at Maryville College come on either an I-20 or a DS-2019. These are the immigration documents that track your student status. There's lots of information on these documents, but it is specific to you and it is specific to Maryville College. It does track how long you can stay in the United States, okay? So just to go back for a second, there should be an end date when your program is valid until, and that's the date you're allowed to stay in the United States until, okay? The I-94 is your arrival departure record. It looks something like this. It's on this website. And this website is also going to be in the orientation materials in the folder related to immigration. So you can find this website and you can go in, and by entering your personal information, you can find your arrival and departure record. Essentially, the US government tracks every time you come in and every time you leave the country. So it's a good idea for you to check and make sure this information is accurate. Your passport is the last piece. The main thing to know about your passport, since it's not issued by the US government, there is not much control we have here over your passport, but the rule is it must be valid for at least 6 months at all times. So pay attention to the expiry date of your document and let us know if it's going to expire soon. You have many responsibilities as an international student, and it can be hard to keep track of all of them. So part of our job is to help you stay informed about your responsibilities related to immigration. So let's talk about what some of them are now. These are the most common ones students face. So related to maintaining your academic status, you are a student first and foremost, so your academic status is very important to your immigration status. You may only attend Maryville College. Okay, I have here issues, summer and online. There are specific rules about studying in the summer, and there are specific rules about studying online. So as we get to those, we'll come back to those topics. You must be enrolled in at least 12 credits each semester during the fall and spring semester. Okay. You must make normal academic progress. That means you have to pass your courses and be taking courses that will lead to you completing your program of study. You must keep continuity in your program of study. No absences for more than 5 months. So this means there is not a leave of absence process for immigration. You can't take a break from your studies and then come back to it from an immigration standpoint. You must file requests in advance if you need to extend your stay, change your status, transfer schools, apply to work, and other benefits that you may have. You also have responsibilities about documents. So one of the requirements is that you always come back to the United States in proper F1 or J1 status. That means you have to travel with your I-20 or DS 2019 document. You must keep your passport valid 6 months in the future. If your passport expires, officially your immigration status expires too. You must get travel authorization prior to leaving the United States. So all of those relate to the documents. You also have responsibilities for reporting things to us, the Center for International Education. You must report any change of address within 10 days, okay? We need you to send us an email if you change your address, giving us your new address. You can't pass us on the sidewalk or in the cafeteria and tell us, we will not remember. You need approval from the Center for International Education, or CIE. This is the office that is located in International House, to work. You need approval from the CIE to drop below 12 credits. So my example here is designed to help you understand this. All Maryville College students who want to be full-time must be enrolled in at least 12 credits. There is not an academic expectation that guarantees that you pass all those courses. So some students who are enrolled in 12 credits, if they're not doing well in the class, they might decide, I want to withdraw from this class. And that would put them below 12 credits. An American student can do this, but an international student cannot. You must be actively enrolled in 12 credits. So any questions about dropping courses or withdrawing from courses, you have to talk to 2 people. You must talk first to your advisor and second to the International House, okay? You need approval from both places before you drop below 12 credits, okay? If you drop below 12 credits, you will have to return home. There are solutions to this, so that's why it's important to come talk to me, okay? You need approval to transfer schools or take classes from another school. You also need approval to take online classes. Online classes are new to Maryville College, so that's something I want you to remember. This fall semester, it is possible for you to be in the United States and take online classes. There is no limit to the online classes that you take. However, this is a temporary rule. After this semester or after COVID-19 is over, you will only be allowed to take up to one online class at any time. And there are different rules for your final semester. You also must obey all state and federal laws. The most common issues for international students: changing your room or address. You have to tell us even if you move to a different room in the same hall. Traveling outside the United States, dropping or withdrawing courses, transferring to another school, taking online classes, working. All of these things, except change of address, you can just email me. You must make an appointment to see me. Okay, I can help you with all of these things. There's procedures and protocols, and I will walk you through it. Just make sure you talk to me first. What should you bring to an immigration appointment? Your passport, your I-94 card. By card, I mean a printout of your I-94 from that website I mentioned earlier. Your DS 2019 or I-20, depends on if you're an F or J student. Copy of your transcript. You can have self-service up, that will be fine. I just need to make sure that you've maintained academic progress and that you haven't dropped below 12 credits. And any other documents that might be relevant to your issue. Okay, there are lots of topics that we can go through about immigration, and I'm actually going to spend more time in different presentations to go through these. But I want to give you an idea that there are different options for working in the United States, and the rules are very different for each one. On-campus work, work for economic hardship, curricular practical training, optional practical training, and academic training. So all of these things have different approval processes, and I will go through them each separately in another workshop. In general, on-campus work is the first one that students encounter. All F1 students and some J1 students are able to work on campus. This is limited to 20 hours a week during school and 40 hours a week during breaks. Okay. You must have approval from the Center for International Education before you begin any work, and there are several processes for you to go through in order to be eligible to work. So watch for another presentation for more details on this. I've got a lot of information on the slide in case you want to pause it and read through. The most common employers on campus are these. Metz is our cafeteria, Scott C store, catering provider on campus. You can find them at metzmaryville.com. Ruby Tuesday Lodge is back in the woods, and it is probably the biggest employer of international students. Mountain Challenge has work. Academic Support Center has work. Clayton Center, when it's open, has work. And Alumni House hires students to do a phone-a-thon. I'm not going to go through the on-campus work process now, but there is information here and in your handout where you can go through that. The most important thing to know is that if you want to work on campus, please make an appointment with Mickey or Kirsten, and we can talk through this process with you. Work for economic hardship is something you have to apply for and get approved for from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. It is very difficult to receive, and the burden of proof of changing circumstances of this economic hardship is on you. Curricular practical training is one of the ways you can do internships on campus or off campus as an F1 student. And we will go through this with you because one of the requirements of your Maryville College degree is to get practical experience. So this is a really great option for you after you've been in the US for at least 1 year of study. Academic training is the same thing, but it's for J1 students. So it allows you to be able to do an internship related to your field of study as a J1 student. optional practical training is your ability to work in the United States in your field of study for up to 1 year after graduation. So this is something that's more important to you later in your studies, but I want you to know now that this is something that exists. So there are many ways that you can get practical work experience while you are here in the United States. There are several immigration resources. You'll find these on your handout. And in the Google Drive folder, in the classroom folder, where you can get updates on immigration. You will find that it's usually me who is communicating about immigration information, and I will post notices either through a newsletter or on our Facebook group, on our bulletin board, and I will offer workshops or webinars for you to be able to learn more about each of these topics. Okay, quick quiz. These are the most important things that you need to walk away today with. For what reasons would you come to the CIE, that's the Center for International Education at International House, so me, Mickey, Ahmed. For what reasons would you come to the CIE related to your immigration status? So take a minute and see if you can come up with several answers. Not sure? This is definitely a question you should ask us about, okay? Here are some of the top reasons. Changing your address, you want to work, you want to add or drop classes, transferring schools, traveling outside the United States, extending or shortening your stay, your passport is going to expire, you're having economic hardship. So all of these are good reasons to come talk to us because all of them relate to your immigration status. My last slide is other reasons to come to International House. We are kind of the most important people in your lives related to your immigration status, but that is no fun at all. So we would love for you to come to get to know us. We want to get to know you for many, many other reasons. So you'll see here, there are other reasons listed that you might want to come and talk to us. We want to learn about your hopes and fears, and we want to celebrate your successes with you and help you through any challenges or obstacles. So definitely consider all of the staff at International House here ready to help you. All right, thank you for coming to this session. Hopefully it gave you a basic overview of your immigration status. And if you have questions, please reach out and ask. Have a great day.